Hello, and welcome to the Marvelous Superhero Report Card. I'm Kevin, and I hope you've been enjoying that recent wild ride of collecting superhero trading cards. There's FOMO, heeds of a collapse, product selling out. It's just crazy. Which brings me to today's topic price guides and looking online for comps. Did you know that the Beckett Price Guide prices non-sport trading cards along with baseball, basketball, football, and hockey trading cards? There's a online price guide, and then there's the magazines. Actually, maybe the question should be, did you know that Beckett is still around, especially if you collected in the 90s? And if you started collecting, say, after 2010, maybe the topic should be something like, did you know that before the internet, collectors used to carry a price guide magazine to card shows so they could look up prices? There was no such thing as looking up comps on your phone back in those ancient days. Anyway, what brought me to this subject was that I went to a card show the other day and I had the latest issue of the non-sport update with me, and people were looking at me like I was a time traveler from the 1990s. But hey, in my defense, the last time I went to this particular card show, I had really bad phone reception, so I couldn't even look up stuff. And I'm not going to step out and outside every time I see a card that I'm interested in to see the latest comp. And I'm definitely not going to memorize the new Star Wars cards prices that I saw online. So there you go. So I brought the Non-Sport Update magazine with me as a backup reference just in case, because it has a price guide in it. The funny thing was, well, funny to me, was that one dealer even asked me about the magazine and said he'd never heard of it. So I showed it to him, and then he offered to buy it from me. Wow, I was like, what? Okay. Anyway, for this video, I thought it might be interesting to take a look at some of the recent graded Marvel Retro PMG prices from the April 9th Golden Auctions and compare them to the printed Beckett Price Guide in the April-May issue of the Non-Sport Update. A couple of things have to keep in mind, though. The Non-Sport Update magazine comes out 6 times a year, so it's like every other month. That means the printed price guide is probably about a month behind by the time it even gets into collectors' hands. For this April-May issue, collectors began to report that they received it around March 8th on the Card Talk message board. So pricing information probably gathered was right around that mid to early February. You know, there was a lot of interesting Marvel market activity during February and March, so I'd expect to see the majority of the completed auctions to have exceeded the printed price guide ranges. And although the price guides base the card prices in the guide as a raw version in near mint to mint condition, which would be a PSA or BGS 8. Collectors of Marvel PMGs have generally viewed PSA 7s and lower as similar to raw ungraded cards. So I'm going to limit my comparisons for this to those under a grade of 8. Okay, I wanted to take a larger sample size too for this. So I took the 2013 Marvel Retro Blue PMGs, since there's 10 of them at PSA 7 or lower. Okay, so first up was Mr. Fantastic. There was a PSA 5 and it sold for $1,000. $320. And the non-sport update Beckett Price Guide has it in the range anywhere between $400 and $800. So, I guess this one could receive a slight bump. But, this card actually was numbered number 4 of 50. So, sort of like a jersey number. And you know how people like to overvalue those alpha and omega numbers. So 4 goes with Fantastic Four. Too bad the costume for Mr. Fantastic wasn't the traditional blue. So it goes with the number 4 in the front. That would have been a color match and a jersey number. Second up, speaking of traditional blue costumes with the number 4 in the front, it's the Invisible Woman. This one also sold for $1,320, but it was in a PSA 7. The price guide range for Sue is between $400 and $800 also. All right, the third card. Let's see. The Human Torch. Beckett has a blue one listed between $1,000 and $2,000. This one sold for $1,440 in a PSA 7. So that was in range. Okay, enough of these Fantastic Four members. We'll move on to Domino. A PSA 7 sold for $1,200, and the Beckett has it listed between $200 and $400. I think Domino needs a up arrow on that one. All right, number 5. We got the Hulk. PSA 7 sold for $6,600. Price guide has it $1,000 to $2,000. Another one that needs another bump. Okay, next up, Doctor Strange. It's Doctor Strange. His sold for $3,900 in a PSA 7, and the price guide range is again $1,000 to $2,000. I think that one needs a bump. Probably a little less than the Hulk's, but could change once the Multiverse of Madness hits the big screens next month. Okay, let's finish up with some mutants. Number 7. We have Iceman. A PSA 7 sold for $1,440. Price guide range was $300 to $500. Yeah, needs a little adjustment upwards. Next up is a PSA 7 of Storm. And that one sold for $1,800. That one's just slightly above the price guide range of $750 to $1,500. It's pretty close, actually. I don't think it needs a full-on bump in price, though, but maybe for the low end. Okay, anyway. Next up, Deadpool. Price guide range is $2,000 to $4,000. This particular one was a PSA 5, and it sold for $2,040 with that buyer's premium. So that's right in that range. Pretty good. All right, the last one for our little list of 10 here is a PSA 7 Mystique. Price guide listed for $1,500 to $3,000, and this one sold for $1,560 with the buyer's premium. It's right in the range too. So what did we have? 3? I think it was 3. 3 of the 10 blue PMGs were in the price guide range, with another 6 or so needing some up arrows. I don't know about that Storm though. That's probably close. You probably could move the low end arrow up, close the gap between the low and the high prices. Anyway, so it seems pretty close for those volatile cards. Some increases there on the data, considering it was probably gathered The data was probably gathered about 2 months ago. Okay, just for fun, let's take a look at the 3 green PMGs from that auction, 2013 Marvel Retro Green PMGs. We had the Human Torch, Luke Cage, and Ms. Marvel. Let's see. At the moment, the non-sport update price guide just has the 4 members of the Fantastic Four listed: Reed, Sue, Ben, and Johnny, along with Doctor Strange. Those combined cards have a price range anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000. So the 3 that were in auction, only the Human Torch card is listed, and it has a price range between $2,500 to $5,000. So that's pretty much on target, because that one sold for $5,100 with the buyer's premium. Now, if you consider Luke Cage and Miss Marvel about same level, on par with Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, then those auction prices of $2,160 for Luke Cage in a PSA 8 and $3,000 for a PSA 7 Ms. Marvel, that falls in the price range for Reed and Sue's cards at $2,000 to $4,000. Pretty good, actually. So what's the point of all this? Not much, really. Just wanted to show that the non-sport update actually existed, and it has a printed price guide to help reference some of these Marvel cards, and these actually seem pretty close. Of course, a printed price guide is rather an antiquated tool, but it's still a tool that could be used along online comps to help formulate a game plan for your evaluation of Marvel cards, especially if you have some bad internet reception on your phone. You got to remember, when looking at a price guide, you got to recall all your research, which way the cards are trending, and apply that knowledge to what the printed price guide has to help you determine what's a fair price for you. Okay, that's enough of me rambling today. Enjoy your day. Maybe even check out a Price Guide magazine if it has some cool articles in it. Y'all have a great time collecting. Till next time, bye.